Welcome. My name's Harrison, and today on Crypto and Cannabis, we are going to be doing a deep dive into all things ETF, Ethereum, and cannabis related. As we all know, it's been a pretty volatile week or two in the markets going on right now. I know my portfolio is pretty well rebalanced right now, so I do have some value-based stocks that are keeping most of my tech and NASDAQ stocks related balanced pretty evenly. But one of the big things that I want to be going into today are specifically NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. There's Beeple, selling his art for $69 million. Obviously, he's not going to be keeping all of that because of taxations and things along those lines. The auction house is holding that art up for auction. But all the hype associated with NFTs, the Ethereum blockchain, increases in the gas transaction costs to actually post these NFTs. I know there's a lot of content creators trying to get into the space. Um, you know, Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, creating their own, form of trading cards, non-fungible tokens. But for the average, user, the adding up costs of these gas transactions, doesn't make it feasible, for your average artist to be able to, upload 10, 15, 20 NFTs in the hope that one's going to be picked up, paying, 16 to $20, sometimes even $30 per gas transactions. Just something to keep in mind, with all this NFT hype, with Gary Vee coming out, being a very big proponent of it. I think that's great. I think the more retail investors we have in the market, the better. A little bit more about myself. I currently work in the CBD and cannabis industry, so that's where most of my expertise and focus is located in. But as well as a growing interest in crypto, specifically the Ethereum blockchain. I've got a pretty big portion of my portfolio in specifically Ethereum. Some in Bitcoin, not too many in the alternate coin realm. That's another thing that I want to talk about later on in the video. About Gemini and these programs where you can basically loan out your crypto from other mining opportunities. Understanding fully the risk associated with that. Specifically with Gemini and Earn. But again, that's something I want to go talk about further off in the video. But to tell you a little bit more about myself, I have a degree in political science with a focus in legal studies and a minor in economics. Currently getting my real estate degree as well. So a big proponent of me and YouTube creators are definitely Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin. But those are just some of the two influences. Obviously, I want to be able to branch off and do my own thing here. With Dumb Money Live. Obviously, stocks is a big proponent. I have been in the market for roughly around 16, 18 months. Relatively new, but interesting enough, I got into the markets about March 20th of last year. So pretty much at that peak point, or I guess not the peak, but peak fear, but a very interesting opportunity to get in at such a low cost per stock prices. Also a big proponent in ETFs. I want to talk about ARK Invest, some new ETFs that they're going to be bringing up on the market with the ARK space, focusing in on more of satellite, space, travel, things along those lines. So, let's get started. First and foremost, some of my favorite stocks right now. like I've mentioned, are Virgin Galactic. I know there's a lot of controversy associated with this, specific space SPAC with the famous SPAC expert Kamoth. Yes, sorry, I had a frozen moment there. But yeah, there's been a lot of controversy with him actually getting out of his initial investment. With all the controversy with Clever Health and Clover Health, excuse me. Clever Health is another cannabis stock that we'll be talking about further on in this video. But with the new launching of Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Orbit, which is actually going to be partnered with a air travel company that's actually going to be launching these satellites in space. So maybe he's freeing up some liquidation costs to fund this new Virgin Orbit program. Two separate companies. Also, there's some ties with Rolls-Royce, with actually the engine components in association with some of the loop travel as well. As Elon Musk has brought up about these electronic tube travels. Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson's also getting into that space of magnetic tunnel travel. But going back into some of my favorite stocks, yeah, Virgin Galactic is definitely one of my high conviction stocks. I know behind GameStop and AMC Theaters, it is one of the most shorted companies right now in the markets. But that being said, I just think there's more opportunity for growth in the long term. I mean, we saw what happened when people tried to short Tesla back in early 2020. Elon even releasing the shorts, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, just going in a little bit more into my stock portfolio. Big, into tech, but also clean energy as well. Cannabis are some of the bigger topics that I'm going to be talking about on this channel. So YOLO is one of the cannabis ETFs that are actually being traded right now. I think that kind of mitigates any risk. I was in Aurora Cannabis. There is a big run up. There's definitely a lot of volatility, within the EV space, electronic vehicles, and cannabis. But it being a more of a big conviction stock, if you have concerns with volatility, there's always the index funds, which you can go readily invest in. But yeah, mostly we're going to be talking about crypto and cannabis stocks. Some space sprinkled in. So again, Virgin Orbit, SpaceX, different types of ARC space ETFs in the futures. I'm a big proponent on ETFs, exchange traded funds. I would say that and crypto are the majority of my stock portfolio at this time. I am going in the process of rebalancing, some of my portfolio with the volatility that we're going to be experiencing going into quarter 2 of 2021. But again, I do have some money allocated into some of the, I wouldn't say recovery stocks per se, but more of your traditional S&P and away from those NASDAQ heavy QQQ ETFs. But yeah, again, this is all done in one fell swoop. No fancy editing, crosscuts, just me in my house, as you can see, with some memorabilia, up on the walls. But yeah, just a millennial, trying to do some long-term investing. Definitely not any speculation, option trading, any day trading, anything along those lines. It's about trying to build wealth for the future in a space that's continuously getting more noisy and noisy. With the gamification of Robin Hood, with the short squeeze that happened, back in January with, GameStop, things along those lines. So looking forward to talking with y'all in the future. I'm based in Nashville, Tennessee. If you can't already tell about my dialect, excuse me if I go a little bit further down into that dialect. It's not by any political views or ideologies or anything like that. It's just a kid that's grown up in Appalachia that's trying to make a financial future for themselves. So again, my name's Harrison. This is Crypto and Cannabis. Looking forward to getting these out to you weekly. Again, I'll be linking my socials down in the bottom, so give me a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Thank you. Have a good day.